In the last video, we looked at searching through the player encyclopedia. In this video, we're going to have a look at the Dossier function. Once you've searched for a certain player, you can bring up reams of information on that player by clicking here. But to do so, you'll need to make sure you've got a database designated as your reference database, which in my case is the very large Mega Database 2010. And of course it goes without saying, you'll need the player encyclopedia installed on your computer. Now the Dossier function is so sophisticated, it does take a little bit of time to generate, but just look at some of the information that can be generated. So let's click on the Dossier function for the currently selected player, Magnus Carlsen, who at the time of recording this video is world rated #1 player. When you click on the Dossier button, this window comes up. Here are some options that you can use to refine the Dossier function. For now, we'll stick with the default options, but you can check the help menu or play around with these functions to see how they alter the Dossier. When you're ready to go, simply click OK. You can see now ChessBase 11 goes into action. It's searching the reference database for a whole host of games and information about the selected player. Here you'll see it's starting to generate some of that information in the form of a display. The speed of this process will depend on how quick your computer is and various other things, but it usually takes anything up to a minute to do. And there we go. Here it is, the full dossier on Magnus Carlsen. So it starts off by giving you his date of birth, 1990, telling you he's 20 years old. Not bad for world rated #1 player. It shows there's over 1300 games in the Mega Database. Here you get a rating graph to see how his ratings changed over the years. Just 10 years ago, he was a lowly 2100. It breaks down his games by the games he played as white and the games he played as black, along with the number of games he played broken down by year. Next it gives you some of the highlights of his career, with some of the results from the main tournaments he was included in. You can click on any of these to go to the tournament, just as you can click on the link to the white games or black games to play through any of those games. You can see this is taking you right up to current day, the recent London Classic, the Amber Blindfold, right up to the Arctic Stars tournament. The next section will tell you something about the people he's played against. And you can see, based on the games in the Mega Database, he's played Ivanchuk more times than any other player. It will also give you a career score and an overall plus and minus score. So you can see in all those games he's played against Ivanchuk, he's actually on a -1 overall score. There can't be many players who have a positive score against Magnus Carlsen. Again, you can click on the links to play through any of the games of his opponents, or indeed any of those games of his against that opponent. The next section shows you a little bit about his repertoire, what he commonly plays, especially broken down as to what he plays when he's playing the white pieces and what he plays when he's playing the black pieces. ChessBase 11 has even chosen some of what it designates as spectacular games. Click the link and you can play through any one of these games. And finally, and very excitingly, you can play through games that Magnus himself has annotated, as they appear in the Mega database. You can do this function for any player who appears in the ChessBase Player Encyclopedia. Just imagine how much time it would have taken to do this just 10-15 years ago. You would be looking at weeks, if not months of work. And I managed to do it in less than a minute. This is one of the quite outstanding features of ChessBase. And it's faster and more sophisticated in ChessBase 11 than ever was before.